Hi Pisces, welcome to your Modern Maven Tarot Extended Monthly Tarot for November 2023. Right off the bat, we got the Three of Wands popping out. So apparently you needed a reminder before I could start that yes, your ships are coming in, okay? Remember that the sky is the limit. Really believe in the paradigm shift that's coming in, okay? Thinking big, joining forces, all right? Yeah, this is Aries energy. Aries is a north node, okay? The north node is your future, your destiny. So I'm going to go over the astrology and the themes of that because that's going to be really important, okay? Because I think that collectively, Pisces, you can see both sides of the scale, okay? And when a Pisces has embraced their shadow, you know, that's the type of energy we're going to need when it comes to the new paradigm shift, all right? So hang in there, all right? And it's not saying that you can't feel emotions. You're a Pisces, of course. You know, I cry all the time. But it's like this idea of saying, this is taking me to where I am destined to go, okay? Because remember, North Node. Check your North Node, all right? Because that is, you know, the path you're meant to take, you know, what you're supposed to show people. So, yeah. Anyways, all right. Okay, sorry about that, Pisces. Sometimes my camera just turns off and I can't tell if the audio is still there. So, anyways, let's get into the astrology for the month ahead. But first, let's actually go back to October. So October's message for you was, with great power comes great responsibility. And charge forward with and manifest it, okay? So you had a very powerful message in October. And I believe that astrology, now we're going to get to it because there's a lot of heavy Pisces energy, okay? We're going to have that fork in the road type of energy, but the difference is we're going to be encouraged by the universe, okay? So that's the wonderful thing. So now let's dive into that astrology. November is really about us deciding the challenges and changes that we have accepted, put out as intentions, whether or not we really are following that path, okay? So, you know, it's the concept of, if you're really vocal about something and then something's put in your place, like, do you really believe this? And you have to decide, like, the decisions that you're making, okay? It's that type of energy. But reminder that Taurus eclipse was a doozy, right? It was a doozy for the collective. Obviously, it was more hard on other people. So, you know, always keep your perspective in your you know, personal situation, and then look at it collectively. But the wonderful thing is, like, yes, you have accepted these challenges. You've embraced, like, if anybody's going to embrace change, it's a Pisces, okay? So you're going to actually feel some encouragement. So while there might be some difficult choices to make in November, you're getting the support of the universe, all right? And so please keep that in mind when there is difficult energy coming there. So yeah, especially if it's a new direction you're taking, okay? So if it's like a relationship or your career, and you're going to find some hints of seeds, you know, like somebody's going to hand you a seed. Here, plant this. You know what I mean? It's that type of energy, okay? So here's one that's really important for you, is Saturn and Neptune in Pisces in November, okay? So the theme of that is hard work and compassion. And this isn't for just Pisces, so please keep that in mind. This is overall energy for the collective. And so this is what's wonderful, is when people can see their personal, you know, responsibility, if you will, in this. And then how we can collectively build that energy together individually, okay? It's this is what's fascinating to me, because the Aquarian age is really about, we had the Capricorn paradigm, which is all about independence and individuality, you know what I mean? And now we can see the benefit of that individuality in the collective, okay? When we're all aligned, we all get to shine type of energy, all right? When we all embrace people liberating themselves, you know, being exactly who they are, and not that fear, that shadow fear telling us it's bad. You know what I mean? Like, that's really that wonderful Aquarian energy that we are accepting into our lives. So Now, Saturn stations direct on November 4th. So this is going to be pretty quick at the beginning of the month, all right? So this is really interesting because Saturn's been retrograde since June 17th. So go back to June, mid-June, and think about certain themes or situations. Like, honestly, like this is a way that I personally would do it, but I'm also a Gemini moon and rising, is I would go back to like people who are really close in my life and go back to the text conversations I had with them at that time, okay? Because, as Pisces, we do, really go to the comfort of our closest allies, if you will, when it comes to hardships. And sometimes we also just completely go to anybody and pretend everything's okay. But go back to those conversations in June and really take a look at any themes because, well, Saturn was retrograde. Saturn, again, your blocks, fears, limitations. Retrograde is a time to reflect. So we had all this time to reflect, and now it's turning direct. So it's like, okay, now all of these things, like, again, doing that shadow work, these are your fears, like they're gonna come to a head. And then oh goodness, Tarot, thank you. How you react to it is the most important thing, all right? So it's what Pam Gregory always says. You have the choice, just like tarot is a choice. Are you gonna be the victim or are you going to be the co-creator? Okay. And as a Pisces, I have said this message before. Unfortunately, this is how we think, like, as a Pisces, as like that victim mentality, like, oh my God, all these things keep happening to Pisces, and so that's the idea. Are you going to be a victim of the universe or a co-creator? And I think though, like, honestly, Pisces, like, you're getting so much astrological encouragement that if you did do that reflection and accepting your shadow and understanding when it shows itself and accountability, if you will, that's when we are going to see that shift. Okay, so hard work and compassion. All right, not only compassion for others, but compassion for yourself. Okay, being honest with yourself and showing that honesty to others. And the hard work is really important because, again, Pisces, astrologically, you absorb so much energy, okay? And think about that with this collective energy. Like, definitely the more you can stay off of social media, the better. And also, like, mindful that you have to protect your own energy, okay? And that can be really influenced. So hard work on the energy that is aligned with where you're going, okay? Because you can really do that. And like, keep this childlike focus of the childhood innocence, all right? And really, if you have kids too, like, definitely stay focused on that enjoyment, okay? Because a reminder, like, we're examples for our children. Like, do you want them to see that, that sadness, that fear, that type of, feeding into the shadow, the Capricorn paradigm shadow, what it's showing? Like, we don't want to give that energy to our kids, okay? So just be mindful. And then what's nice too, though, is this also is sparking creative inspiration. So like I said, that hard work. So if you are getting this inspiration to like do like some sort of craft or a new passion project or take up a new hobby, that's a great thing to do, okay? And so like focus on that. So then we also have Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus in November. And this is what my favorite, because this indicates lucky breaks. And really what we're going to see in November are like little hints of what's to come in spring 2024. So when you're getting those synchronicities, when things seem to align, you meet that new person that is like exactly in... No, I love this. So when you meet that person that's exactly aligned with, like the job you want or the relationship you want, or you have this, song stuck in your head and then you go to the grocery store and it's playing, like that kind of, those synchronicities. And then you think about what you're thinking about when that happens. You're getting hints of what's to come, okay? You're getting hints of what you're manifesting, right? And so like I told Aquarius, it's like, yes, you've planted those seeds and you're seeing the little sprouts of it, okay? And that plant's not fully grown though, all right? So let's say you planted a pepper plant and then you're like, oh my God, like it's starting to grow. You're not gonna pull that plant out, before it's done growing. You're gonna wait until it matures and then you get the peppers and then you can enjoy the peppers, right? So just, A reminder of patience. I know it's hard, instant gratification society, going into the Aquarian age. You know what I mean? Forward moving fast, advancement. Be patient, have faith, and really like focusing on those relationships that are aligned with that. That's really important too, okay? So yeah, that is gonna be fantastic, all right? And then we also have the new moon in Scorpio on November 13th. Now this is important because that energy indicates taking big risks. Now this is where that shadow work comes in, because we unfortunately can take big risks that put us back into a toxic cycle without realizing it, because the shadow is from your subconscious, okay? And so your shadow can take charge and be impulsive in a direction that keeps you exactly in the cycle you're in, okay? So be very, very, very mindful of reactionary thoughts, reactionary behavior, reactionary actions, right? Very mindful of our triggers and where are those triggers coming from, okay? Okay, so then we have Sagittarius season starting November 22nd, and then we have a full moon in Gemini on November 27th. And this is very important, and something, like I said, where it's really being mindful of embracing your shadow, because the theme of the full moon in Gemini on the 27th is accepting differences of opinions in order for all of us collectively to move forward, okay? There's a lot of hurt in the world. And a reminder, when we see that hurt, it's all coming from our individual shadows that are, you know, building up this collective shadow. And that hurt is a spectrum, okay? Hurt is a spectrum. And it's not saying that some people's hurt isn't more severe than others, but how people perceive their hurt might not be to the level of hurt, okay? You know, it's like somebody getting their arm cut off isn't the same as somebody getting a paper cut, but the way that somebody responds to that paper cut might be the same way that somebody responds to their arm being cut off because of resilience, all right? So it's that kind of idea of, it's not saying right or wrong. It's just identifying hurt, okay, as an energy. And there's a movie, I Heart Huckabees, if you haven't seen it. And like that is a movie that keeps popping in my head, because that is like a big part of that movie's message. So please do watch that if you can. It's Dustin Hoffman, Naomi Watts, David Schwartzman, and Jude Law. Okay. So yeah, so that is a recap of the month ahead. Get rid of that negative thinking, all right? Especially when it comes to yourself and your situation, and not being a victim, all right? If you're unhappy in your job, you got to put yourself out there in new paths, like that type of stuff. If you, you know, if you're feeling sluggish, it's taking responsibility and changing your diet, you know, incorporating more water. This is all about that personal responsibility. And again, why resilience is so important. And why I believe in the Aquarian age, we are going to get back to a focus of childhood development and the importance of resilience, the importance of stages of development, nurturing a child, okay? Because at the end of the day, all of this stems from our inner child, okay? And that is the key, in my personal opinion. So resilience, embrace it. But know what is resilience and what is not, you know, that's the other big red flag, I hope, that comes out in this Aquarian age is, and yeah, like the dark, deep secrets that are liberating us, okay? And this is also you, Pisces. But there are things that we as a society collectively have decided that builds resilience. And, you know, you don't put a person in a toxic situation and then say, well, they'll become resilient. That's not resilience. You know, resilience is learning to cope with the things that are out of your control, okay? And so I think there's, again, collectively, this is so important on a personal level. There are things that, yes, that you can control. There are things that you can't. And unfortunately, Pisces and, you know, everybody individually, we're sometimes put in situations that aren't in our control, but are in the control of others, okay? And told that it's out of your control. So that's like that type of stuff. Again, go back to your childhood, your inner child, and we'll pull that past life energy. So we might get some clarity on that. But there are things that yes, there was nothing that could be done about that. And then there are other things in your life where it's like, well, that didn't have to happen to me. Okay. But it did happen to me. And what is my shadow showing me from that? Okay. And so really, like, we all have an ability individually to take our personal responsibility to be that light. All right. Again, water energy is going to be so powerful in this new Aquarian age and cleansing. All right. And that takes energetic boundaries are going to be very important. So really, spend time near water, in a bath, definitely staying hydrated. And yeah, it's here. All right. The Aquarian age is here. Okay. All right. So you know what? I think we're going to do the shuffle there. So let's see what we got for Pisces for November 2023. Yep. Definitely some new way of thinking of things. And I think, like I said, this is really connected to our emotions. And also to like your intuitive abilities. All right. And a reminder. So as a Pisces, okay, like there are things that happened to me as a child where, just a quick personal anecdote here, where I probably would be seen as crazy or like there's something wrong with me, like there would be times where I get a whisper of somebody just whispering my name in my ear and there was nobody there. Okay, so it's like those type of things where it's like that's not the 3D world, and so you reject it. Or like, somebody close to me dying, and before I get the news that they're dying, I just uncontrollably cry. So those are hints of your intuition, right? You have these things in you, in your subconscious. So I think that's why that moon card popped out, that are really a part of who you are. And so when we talk about embracing our shadow, if you had these abilities or if you had these parts of you that you rejected because the 3D paradigm and, the people who you were around when you were developing told you that's crazy. And you know what I mean? Like you start to keep these things silent and then your shadow continues to build and reject it. So just going to put that out there because that message popped up during the cutting of the cards. Okay. Nice. Huh? Okay. Perfect. Okay. Very interesting. And I think the clarifier, I'm going to clarify specifically that at the end. So overall energy for the month of November is the Page of Coins. Now, pages can be, or court cards in general can be people. Pages generally are connected to our children, all right? So this could be the main focus if you are a parent. The main focus is your child. For those of you who do not have children, the main focus, again, can be your inner child, all right? And this is that choice of, are you a victim or a co-creator of the universe? This is the idea of dealing with issues realistically, okay? And so again, like it's that idea of, because the end of the month, are you a victim or a co-creator in that choice? Are you, okay, and the Scorpio new moon, taking big risks. Are you impulsively doing something because it's actually counterintuitive to you moving forward and actually keeping you stuck in a cycle? Or are you looking at this realistically and saying, this relationship actually isn't good for me, I'm going to move on. This career actually isn't good for me, I'm going to move on. It's that type of energy, okay, Pisces? Now, what is needed more of this month is the Magician, okay? This is success through talent and effort, okay? So if you are looking to manifest something, are you spending the time to do that? Are you writing your intentions down? Are you, saying something at the end of the night and when you wake up that is aligned with moving in this new direction? It's really a lot about new, okay? So you really need to tune in to your manifesting abilities more, and the importance of effective communication, all right? And so that's too where we can't let our shadow take over and have that fear of being misunderstood or have that fear of not saying the right things. And you got to speak from your from your Pisces self, okay? And again, that Pisces self that aligns the shadow and the spirit together. I like this though here because the Knight of Coins is related to being fully engaged and not holding back. And most importantly, having patience, okay? So like I said, a lot of this with that impulsive energy that's going to be coming is really connected to patience, okay? This is also a reliable and helpful energy. So also if you have any Leo or Virgo in your life, do pay attention to that, okay? But I'm really getting this a sense of you. Like I'm getting a sense that you do have the drive to take on this month's challenges, all right? And that's a great thing. Now, the devil isn't what you need less of. You're going to have your shadow wanting to take over and protect you, okay? Reminder, your shadow is not necessarily acting in your best interest, but it does think it's protecting you. So just be mindful of that, okay? And this, again, this is Capricorn energy. So if you do have a Capricorn in your life, like you might need less of a Capricorn in your life, okay? And don't shoot the messenger on that. But this is also for a Pisces indulgence. And this indulgence doesn't just need to be like drugs or alcohol. It can be, you know, comfort food. It can be sleeping in. It can be binge watching. It can be, you know what I mean? Like not facing your shadow, not facing the practical ways that you can get to where you want to be and feeling helpless, okay? You need to have less of this helpless energy. You need to empower yourself. What can I do to fix this? What can I do to change the situation? Thinking about it isn't going to do it. That's for darn sure. Okay? So, or overthinking it, not thinking about it, but I hope you know what I mean. So this is also very important. The Three of Swords is in the area of what you can change. All right. So you can't get lost in the hurt. You can't get lost in the sorrow. You can't get lost in the crumbling of the tower, if you will, right? Because there's importance to this. Like I said, like so much of this month is connected to resilience. All right. So this is Saturn in Libra. Libra is balance. Saturn, again, going into your sign, turning direct on the 4th. All right. See what this can teach you about empathy. And so, like I said, I think we should really pay attention to, I'm telling you, can you please watch I Heart Huckabees? Because this is going to be an important message, and spoiler alert. There is a reason. Okay, there's a scene where Dennis Hoffman takes a picture, like I think it's at the beginning of one of them crying, and it's like their whole world, like, oh my God. And then like they takes a picture of like the rich corporate guy and like crying, and their crying is the same, but it's not the same situation. It's that type of energy. So really focusing on how you can have empathy and hold space for somebody with whose shadow is really triggering you, okay? There's some sort of completion coming in, and take that how it resonates, but you'll know it when you know it, all right? Now, this is what you need to accept is the Nine of Wands. Now, the Nine of Wands is the energy of you have the strength in your reserves, okay? And what I love about this is it's Moon in Sagittarius. So I really do believe that that Sagittarian energy coming in is going to help you with that, all right? And because, again, that lunar eclipse that happened at the end of October did a doozy on everybody collectively, and for an emotional, energetically connected energy like Pisces, it really did a number on you. So this also is a reminder of like this might be a delay in something, like you might be feeling like there's a delay in moving forward, but again, patience. You have the patience to go through it. You have the strength to go through this. So yeah, there might be some challenges ahead, but you know, training for a marathon. are you just going to run that marathon without, doing the training? Like you start walking first. If you haven't, been active in a while, then after walking, you start to jog. And then after jogging, you lift weights. Cause it's not like when I had a really traumatic birth with my daughter, and I worked out every single day before my daughter was born. And I walked to and from work. Okay. Like the 2 miles there and from, a half hour there, a half hour back. And so I was a very active person. And then when this happened to me and the time to heal took so long, like it took a long time for me to get back into any type of active routine. I mean, I stopped it all, right? And so it's that idea of like and I did try this. Okay, this was years ago, but I did try to just jump right back into the workout routine I did, and I messed up my knee and my hip. And so it's that type of idea of, again, that's that Scorpio impulsive behavior, okay? You don't want to just get into a workout routine after you haven't worked out for a year, right? Like you have to be prepared, and like Aquarius got this too, but like Eye of the Tiger, like if you can play Eye of the Tiger and like really get yourself in the zone, right? And it is like, okay, like I do want to get back into shape. Do not just impulsively go to the gym and start lifting 20-pound weights, right? You want to get into the groove and be mindful of your mind, body, and soul, okay? All right, now the 5 of Coins is where the month is heading and where it's ending. Now, the 5 of Coins, obviously, physically and financially, can indicate like insecurity, worries, feeling helpless, like I need help, like somebody please give me what I need, okay? And this card is the reminder that that light comes from within, Pisces. Now, it's not saying to not, have people help you in times of crisis energetically, but like you can't put it's the idea of like, God, like something just come in and fix this. You know what I mean? It's like, I can fix this. So like I said, if it's a career thing where it's like, I have no control over my work situation. Well, what do you have control over? Can you apply for a new job? Oh, like I said, I feel sluggish, and I just don't feel good. I wake up every morning feeling just blah. Okay, well, can you change your bedtime routine? Can you go to bed at a proper time? Can you wake up, with one of those sunrise clocks? Can you make sure you drink a glass of water before you leave the house? So this is that turning point. But like I said, it's a turning point, all right? And I really do believe Sagittarius season is letting you get there, okay? You got this, Pisces. So like I said, I mean, this is really heavy energy. You got major arcana, you got court cards. But at the end of the day, this is on a personal level. But like I keep reminding people, all of this personal energy, collectively, we can rise above. It's going to help the collective overall. So let's see what past life energy. Well, that was easy. Okay, so this past life fell onto the Magician, and the Magician is what we need more of. And so past life, if you're a parent, it can be your life before children. It could be from your childhood or an actual past life. So take it how it resonates, okay? You got trees, and I love trees. Okay. So this has something to do with your manifesting ability. Like you might need to get out into nature more. And I'm calling myself out there because I am a hermit and I understand how hard it is to leave the house. All right, so this card indicates you have a special relationship to trees. In ancient times, particularly in Celtic and Eastern European cultures, trees were considered sacred. The Druids looked to oak trees for prophetic information, and ancient healers used tree ingredients such as willow bark or medicine. Your connection to trees may have been spiritual, including the ability to receive messages from them. In some cases, these seemingly non-sentient trees are animated by real souls known as tree people. You may have been a tree person or a tree deva in this life or a prior pastime. This card asks you to spend more time connecting with trees for healing, knowledge, and inner peace. So I like to think too, because like they talk about, oh, look at the imagery here. Do you see that? Ooh, I just got chills, Pisces. Look at that. I hope you can see that. Yeah, so if you can get out into nature and like read a book by a tree. It's getting cold as heck where I am, but you have some connection there, and it's going to really unlock this manifesting energy, this magician energy, and that motivation. So fascinating. Yeah, because again, I didn't even touch on that, but like I really visualize these as the root of your shadow, and those shadows can be coming from a past life, from this Celtic energy. And then look at too, the trees here and the trees here. Wow. Okay, look at this. Dang it, look at this. Okay, so this is the other thing. This is really financially related. So financial health and physical health and mental health, obviously, because they're all connected. We go from the Page of Coins to the Knight of Coins to the Five of Coins. But again, the Five of Coins is a choice. And this is how you manifest that co-creator ability. Very, very cool. She's holding the coin. Oh, man, she's holding the coin. If you do not focus on that practicality, you're missing out, okay? That coin is being blocked by your shadow is blocking it, and when your shadow blocks that, you turn to this instead of this. Well, you can't even see that. Instead of this, okay? Your shadow's blocking this. She's holding it, right? This is that challenge and accepting this new way of thinking, this new way of living, and she has it behind her if she just turns around and turns within. I'm getting so excited for you, Pisces. Okay. Now, let's get an empowering question for Pisces. What empowering question is going to help guide Pisces for November 2023? Perfect. Ooh, I like this too because it fell on the Magician and the Three of Swords. Your empowering question. How would I want to be encouraged right now? What would I want to hear? Oh, I love this. This is exactly what you need. And I think too, like I said, you need to hear it from yourself. Okay, yeah, we get too much focus on outside reassurance and not enough from ourselves. There was this wonderful, what was her name? Marissa Pierce. She had this wonderful YouTube video. So look her up. But it's this idea. I was going through some really hard times a few years ago. And you have to look at yourself in the mirror, and I deserve love. I deserve to be loved. And, writing it on the mirror and, like things like just very like, you have to look yourself in the mirror and know that you deserve it. You can't get it from outside people. It has to come from you. And like I said, I think it's too, like with the, like, I have the strength to do this. I have the faith that it's taking me somewhere. All right, now let's get the crystal card. All right, what crystal energy? All right, what crystal energy? Nice. Ooh, okay. Pisces, if you watched the end of October, if you watched that reading for the last week of October, oh, you got two. Okay, this is even better. Okay, hold on. You got green calcite, letting go. Do you remember Let It Go? And I kept talking about Elsa. I don't know. You are really connected. You are really connected to Frozen. So also to like go even back to not just Frozen, but Frozen is based on the Snow Queen. All right, go into the mythology of that, because ooh, the hairs on my arm just stood up. And again, green, this tree, it could be something connected to like Celtic energy and like, okay, I'm gonna personally dive into it because I find this fascinating. But if you can get some green calcite, there's something that you do need to let go of, and it's related to your shadow, and it's some sort of fear. Okay, there's some fear, and again, connected to like this idea of not being worthy. There's something that you don't feel worthy of. So take it how it resonates. But like I said, this is, as far as imagery, when I get certain imagery that makes the hairs on my arm stand up, there's just trees all the way up and what they're identified and connected to. Okay, the other card you got is Charlotte. Charoite. I do not know how to say that. I apologize. But the theme of it is individualization. So I do like, it's that dependence energy, okay? There's something of a need of dependence. Like, I can't do this on my own. I'm not going to manifest this on my own. And again, it's this block. All right, so we're going to clarify that 5 of coins. All right, tarot, we are going to clarify the 5 of coins, and then we are going to close this out. I hope you did enjoy this reading, Pisces. If you did, please do like, comment, and share with other people you think it might resonate with. Let us clarify the 5 of coins for Pisces to close out November 2023. Can we clarify the 5 of coins at the end of the month for Pisces? Oh, man. Hairs on my arm stood up. You got the 10 of Cups, Pisces. I'm a Pisces, so I'll get emotional, but this is that like emotional fulfillment, okay? So, oh, and look it's with, you know, so again, if you do have kids, like really pay attention to your inner child and how your inner child is speaking, and then on a reflection of your children, all right? And a reminder, if you don't have children, your inner child, how you speak to yourself is so important, all right? Ugh, I love this, okay? This is everything. Everything in its right place, right? Whatever this lesson is, it's taking you to that. So yeah, don't fear that 5 of coins at the end. You got the clarifier of the 10 of Cups. This is that shift. So I hope you enjoyed this, Pisces. Don't forget to check out your sun, moon, and rising for a more in-depth look at the month ahead. If there's a particular planet you need clarity on, definitely watch the sign that corresponds to that. And if you don't know what signs rule what planets and what houses in your chart, I always link Pam Gregory's free birth chart in every video description. So take a look at, you know, like if you're struggling with how you present yourself to the world, see what your first house is, you know, like that kind of thing. Family, mother energy. I think that's the 4th house. So definitely use that as guidance, especially November. I think we're all going to need some assurance, if you will, of navigating this difficult month. So have an amazing, really honestly empowering month of November, Pisces.